is Zoe Gomez-Malabiki, and my History of project will take place at Rosewood Park in Cerritos, so pending one walk there. This is Rosewood Park in the present day. In part one of our story, many years ago, Rosewood Park was not a park. It was a field, which led to it being known as the field by the kids who played nearby. From what I've heard from my mom, there used to be pumpkins that would grow along the lines of where those houses are. And kids would play somewhere around here in a sort of dirt track that they'd made just by riding around on their bicycles. Part two of the story starts when renovations were done on the park. Still many years ago, this park was made from field into Rosewood Park, and the theme of this park was a railroad. The field was a lot bigger than it was now. Down there where there is currently a cemetery, there was still space where children could run around and play. And somewhere around over here, it would seem, there was a tire swing. Now what it looked like in part 3 is what it looked like when I was a kid. Once again, there's still a lot more space, but slowly over time, this fence here kept moving up until there's been less and less of field for kids to play around. And the park got redone once again. Still not what it is today though. In the past, it was wood chips and sand instead of this blue spongy, I don't know what it's called, but this, whatever this material is. The ground was more uneven, tree roots pushing up the tiles and stuff. There used to be a hippo plaything over here kids could go into. They could enter the mouth and play around in it. And because of the sand that used to be in this area, there were red ants. Which was a slight problem, but as kids, you don't really care. Of course, we have today. Today, Rosewood Park, well, you've seen it, but it's got a spongy area. Right there, the fence is going further and further until, I don't know if one day the cemetery is going to take this land to use it for the graves, or if it's going to forever remain as Rosewood Park. Thankfully, finally, they, as I said, patched up these areas over here. When I was a kid, I would go on my scooter and I'd go around here, and there'd always be a little part, I think it was right at this line where I'd have to be careful because the ground was up, but that's where it is. And it's much more safer. The playgrounds have changed. Some may say better, some may say for worse, but no matter what, it's new. The playground structure that was over here used to have an ASL chart, which is unfortunately now gone. But we still have the basketball courts at least. Those have always been there. So yeah, that's the story of Rosewood Park in 4 parts. Its development over the years and how it became the park that it is today over time. Thanks for listening to the story of Rosewood Park. I hope you have maybe a little bit more appreciation for a park that you may or may not have heard of before this point. But yeah, have a nice day and go drink some water.